For the people those who complain that they don't have enough time to start a new venture or a new side hustle or just to spend enough time with your family, this book is your greatest enemy. The Other 8 Hours by Robert Pagliarini. In this book, Robert speaks on how you can maximize your free time to create new wealth and to find your purpose. So I have read this book and gathered down the top 4 key points that you can start implementing right now. So let's get started. So the book revolves around the main concept that life starts at 5 pm. Yes, that's right. When you get home from work, that's when your life starts. Because you sleep for 8 hours, you work for 8 hours, and you only have 8 hours to yourself. This book shows how you can invest in these 8 hours to grow yourself to get the most out of life. The author starts off by describing the life of a common monotonous man. He calls them the living dead. They work monotonously, they have gaps between where they are and where they want to be, but they take no effort on this. They seek out for temporary entertainment in the 8 hours that they have, like going to the parties, the movies, and hanging out with their friends. What they don't know is that if they keep repeating these activities, the gap only widens. What they also don't know is that they can invest in these 8 hours to fill the gap. But even to improve their life, many people give the same old lame excuse that they don't have enough time. So the first key point is to get more time. There are many activities that you can do to get more time. The first one is to perk, P-E-R-K. P is for postponing, E is for eliminating, R is for reducing, and K is for keeping it. What you have to do is take a pen and a paper and list down all your activities in these other 8 hours. If you think that an activity is not necessary right now, mark it as P, postpone it. Postpone the activity to a later time. If you think the activity is not important at all, mark it as E, eliminate. Eliminate the activity out of this 8 hours. And if you think you are spending way more time on an activity than what is actually required, you can mark it as R. You can reduce the time that you spend on this activity. And if you think the activity is really important, you can mark it as K. You can keep the activity. The next activity that you can do to get more time is by buying time. You can buy time by doing favors, and in return you can ask for their time. For example, if you are going to the grocery store and so is your neighbor, you can ask the neighbor what they want and you can buy those things for them. And in return you can ask them to do the same later. So you have actually saved the time to go to the grocery store later in the future. The next activity that you can do to get more time is to get a boosting job. Boosting jobs are basically brainless jobs. For example, working at a hotel desk in night shift. There is not a lot of work in that job. So you can use that time to study new things, explore more ideas on your new business. And the last activity that you can do to get more time is by chunking. Chunking is basically connecting a head activity and a body activity. For example, if you want to wash your car, that's a body activity. You won't require a lot of thinking to wash your car. So you can use that time to listen to some inspiring podcast or some instructional tapes. And even after doing all these activities, if you don't have time, you have been probably attacked by life leeches. Life leeches suck the time out of your life. Some of the common life leeches are TV, news, internet and social media, being perfect in something, being disorganized, gossiping about celebrities, and complaining. If you are doing these activities, they can suck the time out of your life. So be sure to remove most of these life leeches. After perking and removing your life leeches, you should definitely have some free time to invest in. It may be 30 minutes, 1 hour or 2 hours, but whatever, you had more than what you did yesterday. Now that you have the time, let's look at how you can invest in yourself to become more financially healthy and to get a meaningful life. First, let's look on how you can become financially healthy, how you can create another source of income and then another one and so on, so that you can quit your 9 to 5 and join the new rich. The second key point is to become a creator. You should move from the consuming side to the creator side. Research shows that creating something can make your life interesting. So, first of all, you need some money to create something, a product or a service. So you can perk your expenses to make some money. Now that you have the time and money to become a creator, you should follow some rules so that you can become a creator safely and successfully. The first rule to becoming a creator is to keep your day job. It is like the safety net to your creator career. The next rule is to find your own unique selling point. Find something that only you could do the best. And the next rule is to market your product or service to people so that they would know that you are doing something and they could use your service or product. The last rule is to own something. Own something that is yours. Own a business, own a product, or own a service. So own something so that you can be your own boss and work on your own times and implement your own ideas. By following these rules, you can become a creator successfully and safely. Now you may ask what to create. So the author has listed down the top 10 creator channels that you could get into to make more money. These channels are starting a blog, inventing a product or a service, writing screenplay, book or composing music, starting a new company, freelancing, reselling and affiliate marketing, investing in stocks, taking advantage of viral stuff, jumping careers, and the last is to turn your hobbies into income. Now that you have the money, you are financially healthy. Now let's talk about the quality of your life. Even if you have all the money in the world, you can still be unsatisfied and unhappy. That's where the next point comes in. The third key point is to get a life. There's an interesting connection between money and happiness. They say money can buy happiness, but try explaining this saying to a man in poverty. His concerns are only how is he going to afford his next meal, how is he going to pay his rent, how is he going to say no to his children when they ask something for them. Having money gives a peace of mind, but if you are having money and still you are not satisfied with your life, skip the getting rich part and focus on getting a better life. Now, what does it mean to get a life? What are the steps to be taken to get a life? Now, there is no specific answer for this question, but there are some ground rules that you can follow to get a better life. Getting a better life means to have a little less of regret. Regret can eat you up. So, if you want to do something, just go ahead and do it. And having a little less of fear. Be bold and brave in your decisions and believe in yourself. And having a little less of laziness. Now the author explains lazy people as people those who don't have inspiration or motivation. They just sit around because they have no inspiration to work on what they want. And as I said before, have a little less of life leeches. Getting a life also means to have a little more of growth. You don't want to be the same person that you were 5 years ago. So have a little growth and have a little more of experience. Life is measured on the number of unique, happy experience that a person has. So get out there and get more new good experiences and have a little more of forward looking. They say live in the present, but you can't just live in the present without focusing on your future. Enjoy your present while you are shaping your future and have a little more of gratitude. Be thankful for the things that you have in your life and for the things that you have accomplished on your way so that you can attract more of it in the future. Now that you have added and removed some factors of your life, let's look on the last key point, that is finding your pulse. It is the thing that keeps you going on. It is the thing that helps you create a greater life. The first step in finding your pulse is to embrace the gap. Accept where you are and work on it and move forward towards where you want to be. The next step is to prioritize your goals. Fill the gap in your life that irritates you the most first. The next step is to set and achieve goals. If you have a big goal, chunk them down into smaller tasks so that it would be easier to achieve your goal and to track where you are. And the next step is to expect setbacks. The rush we get when we set our goals goes off immediately. So we should expect some setbacks. In times of facing a setback, you can get motivated by watching motivational videos, looking at your dream board, talking to your success partner, and having a reward for accomplishing your goals. And remember that the grander the finish line, the more effort you'll put into it and the more you'll stick into it. And if you ever get the fear of failure, remember that failure is just not trying anything. So just go ahead and do it. And the last step is to creating habits. Habits are things that we do unconsciously repeated so that it becomes part of our life. Now what if those habits drive us towards success? So build habits towards success so that you can become successful easily. So that's a wrap on the other 8 hours. I highly recommend that you go buy this book and read it for yourself. It has a lot of information on how you can enter into each of the 10 creator channels and has more information on how you can get rich and get a better life. There's a link in the description of the video where you can buy this book. So thank you for watching guys. See you in the next video.